Hi everyone, welcome to week 2. This is Dr. Bayshore, and I'll go through what we did last week as well as what we have coming up for this week. So as we look at the week 1 in review, we talked about sense of urgency, and that focused on why do we make the changes that we need to make in the organization. Is there data or evidence that drives a sense of urgency, or is there a significant event that shows why change is necessary? So it can be a multitude of things that will drive change within an organization, and it's important, most of all, that you have data or evidence that supports why to make the change. Otherwise, you have trouble convincing people that a change is required. So where can you look for change opportunities? As we start to get into week 2, we're going to be moving on. And some of the places that you can look for change opportunities are externally. Could be something happening politically, economically, in society, or technology. And then you also have internal factors like financial, and then you also can look at things like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which is what we study when we talk about SWOT. And then also future vision and trends. Those have a tendency to influence what we want to change in the organization. And then where can change occur in an organization? Well, as you look at whatever structure or organization you are going to look at for your change plan, you can look at the business strategy, you can look at things like people and organizational structures, processes, business processes, technology changes, maybe something in policies that need to change, or you can also look at the product, the deliverable, or the outcomes of that organization. So as we look at week 2, we are going to focus on the team. How do you put a team together to handle change, which is probably one of the most challenging things to do. As you look at building that right team or the guiding team for change, you really think of it like, who do you want on your bus and who are the right players? And you need people who have the knowledge and skills. You need people who have the right attitude and behaviors. You may pick someone who is extremely creative or imaginative, or you want people who understand what the desired outcome or vision is. Because without that piece, people might not understand on your team why they are heading in the direction that they are. So these are 4 just elementary aspects that you can take a look at when deciding who are the people that should be part of that change team. So the assignments this week focus on case study analysis. There will be 4 stories in chapter 2 of your textbook, and that's due on Saturday. Then I have 2 daily engagement exercises. Discussion 1 focuses on your change plan. And I put together a map I'll show you in a minute where you can start outlining that change plan as we go from week to week. I like to give you tools that help you build on that change plan, and this is one of them. And then the other daily engagement activity will be discussing how you build the right team with the right players. And so I've got a couple of videos there for you to take a look at, and also have a discussion on how do you pick the right people, and that can be a really good discussion, and feel free to be very open about the people that you may choose or want to choose for your change plan activity. So this is the change map that I put together, and I think it'll be an easy way for you to start outlining your change management plan. So as we go from week to week, you can kind of fill in these squares with ideas or thoughts about how you would like to execute your change management plan. And so from this week, when we're talking about establishing a sense of urgency, you may take a look at data and evidence that is driving you to feel that change is necessary in a particular area. And that will help you establish that sense of urgency. And then this week, we'll be talking about the team or the coalition that you think would be beneficial to make your change happen. So just one last comment in terms of engagement this past week. I was really pleased with participation from many of you. I thought the the conversations were good, and that's how I look at it. Are we having good conversations? It's as if we are sitting in a classroom and we are talking back and forth, and that's kind of the environment that I like to have online. Continue to engage with others, ask questions, be critical, provide external resources for reference purposes, current events, etc. Those also add and aid to the conversation. Keep using your experience. Many of you, because I asked a question about a change in your personal life, you were very open with your stories. And I am a big believer that stories are a mechanism for learning. And so stories are a great way in this case to spark engagement. So feel free to share those stories, share your work stories, even personal stories that help you relate to the material. And then lastly, I'm really enjoying the conversations. I've gotten to know several of you just talking this past week, and so I've really enjoyed those conversations. Let's keep it going. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me and ask those questions. I don't want anybody wasting time because our time is so short. And so I would prefer you get the questions out there so I can answer them directly. And so as we go into week 2, let's talk about building the right team, and everyone have a good week. Thanks.